German final for Eurovision Liverpool 2023 will be taking place 3rd of March, and 9 acts will be competing. One of them is René Miller with the song Concrete Heart. René is here with us at Berlin studios of ESC Radio. Hey, René.
Hello, Matthias. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me. I'm really, really happy to be here.
Pleasure to have you. René, not so much known as a singer so far, but you're a very experienced songwriter. How did you discover your songwriting talent?
I think I never really discovered it. If I put it though, so I always loved the title singer-songwriter. I had business cards, business cards saying René Miller, singer-songwriter, that I just printed before I even wrote a single song, just because I thought like that job title sounds so cool. I want to be a songwriter. Don't know how to do that. And then I just started out of the blue just to write songs because I love to sing. And then it all built on that, and then eventually I would be in the studio for the first time with someone who's professional telling me, you actually got a talent. It's like really good what you're doing, because I never knew if I have a talent. I just like did what I thought sound cool, but like never knew that I thought that's gonna be something cool. You could, work with these and these guys. So it all just happened into place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Concrete Heart is the song that you wrote. It's co-written with one other guy for Eurovision.
Yes.
Was it written especially for Eurovision? Why did you choose this song?
No, I didn't write it for the Eurovision Song Contest. I wrote that song out of desire to just write those words down, because this whole story, this toxic relationship that I wrote the song about, happened to me. But funny enough, I didn't write that song right after it happened to me. Like, it took years and years to really suddenly wake up and be like, holy shit, I see everything right in front of me right now. I know what's happening now. Like, it was never easy for me to express what happened to me. And then I started to write that song. That was during the pandemic. And once I figured out all these words in the story and just thinking about what happened to me, the song was written so fast. But then the whole pandemic, and I wanted to go to a proper studio to record everything, and that took ages because everything was locked down. We were all locked at home. And then last year I finished the song with a few friends, just production-wise, because it was always just vocals and a piano, and that was it. And I was always like, there's something so special in that whole song, and I love this story, and I love to tell people the story, what happened to me. Once we had the drums and the guitars and stuff, I was like, I think this could be a really good contender. So I was talking to my label, and I was just like, maybe we should just try it. Let's see what happens. And
does that mean it was the first time that you applied?
It was the first time. Yeah. Funny enough, I was just on tour with Felicia Lou and Linus Brun and Malik Harris last year. And that was in the middle of applying and just talking to my label, just maybe we should do it. And talking to Malik and Felicia and Linus, it was how was it for you guys? Was it fun? Was it stressful? Do you recommend? And they were so incredibly positive about it, because I was quite nervous. It's a really, really big contest, and then I think once we talked and it just felt right, and then we did it, and then beginning of this year we just realized we're in it. It's crazy.
I think in one other interview you called yourself an intensive follower of Eurovision.
Yeah.
Is that right? So what are your any highlights from all those years that you've been following? So
basically, I think I'm 28 years old, so I'm not 50 years into ESC, for me everything started on it was with Max Mutzke.
Okay.
Just gonna wait and do tonight.
2004.
2004, so I was 10 years old by then. And it was always a good day for me, because that would mean, oh, it's ESC night. I get to stay out a bit longer, and I can, sit on the couch with my family, eat some crisps that always are not allowed to eat. And I think I started to play guitar a year after, and started to sing when I started to learn the guitar as well. And the ESC, like with Just Gonna Wait Until Tonight, Max Motzke was like one of the first songs that I started to learn on the guitar. Mm-hmm. And I was just always, that always sticks with me, because I saw him performing. I was like, that's so cool. Like, he's just there, he feels the music, the show is amazing. And what I always loved is like the whole, like, you as a 10-year-old kid, you don't travel much. So like you go to Italy every now and then, once a year or something. So like seeing just these different cultures and countries, and everybody's like singing their song in their own language, and you don't understand a single thing. Like, I don't really speak English, to be fair. I was just like, just gonna wait until tonight. I had no idea what that song is about. So yeah, but still the music would travel to you, and you would understand what it's all about. Like, oh, this person got its heart broken, and you hear that, even though you don't understand the words, but you sort of speak the same language through music. And that was really what fascinated me, and just see how diverse music can be, and not only be Green Day, which I listened a lot to back then.
Okay.
So yeah, basically, and then like it's been an event every year. So just sitting there and just like, oh man, that's super weird. Like, that's not my music at all. Or like, how can that win? To, oh my god, this is so good. How can that not be further up there? Oh, yeah. It's always funny, because like also even within the family there's so many different opinions. Sure. So like how crazy is this? Yeah.
According to your bio, you live partly in Berlin and partly in London. What brought you to London?
So London, basically. So I moved to Berlin 5 years ago. So I'm from South Germany, and I had this voice in my head saying like, if you want to start making music and call this your job and be a singer-songwriter, which sounds quite cool, then you have to move to Berlin. And then after a few years spending time in Berlin and just writing, like meeting many people and, writing with everybody, I found people that I love to work with, and they live all in London. Plus my management lives in London now as well. And so yeah, I just discovered London for the first time, and I was like, holy shit, this is like Berlin, just 20 times bigger. And I'm such a fan of both cities, and I just love to like travel back and forth and just like soak up different energies from those cities. And but yeah, basically the people who live there brought me to London.
We have to speak, of course, about the national final a couple of weeks.
Yes.
And there's the official music videos out for your song, Concrete Heart. How did that come about? I saw that you traveled to Thailand for the shooting. Why to Thailand?
I'll tell you what, man, it was like the most crazy story. So basically, we were like, okay, we need a music video. We know we're participating for the ESC, but we haven't done a music video yet. So you're like, okay, we need to get this in place really, really fast. And a friend of mine, Akadi, who was also on the camera and doing like the whole treatment and everything, and he was the guy who coordinated everything. He actually lives partly in Bangkok, and he has this like amazing location where we shot the music video. And we were kind of like thinking doing it in Berlin, maybe somewhere in Europe. But then like my manager calls me up and was like, and I'm just coming from the gym, like driving back home. He's like calling me. I was like, did you see that email? I was like, what email? I was like, yeah, about the music video. And I was like, no, what is it about? It says you're shooting a music video in Bangkok in 4 days. I'm like, how? So yeah, so basically 2 days later, we then flew to Bangkok, which was a bit crazy because we literally booked the flights 20 minutes before we actually went into the plane. That's just crazy. But then once I was there, I understood why we're there. And it was just the dancers. There was 2 incredible, crazy talented girls who did their dancing, and it's just like once I was there, I was like, I'm so happy that you guys made this decision to get here, even though it was super stressful. But it made so much sense being there, and even though it was super hot, we shot through the whole night, starting at 7, ending at 7. There's going to be some BTS on my Instagram very soon as well. So if you want to check that out, my name is René Miller Official. So yeah, that's like, yeah, basically why we went there.
There's always a question when you have a music video, how or if you can take the music, the concept of the video to stage. So that's the question. We see you with the piano, playing the piano, and the 2 girls dancing. Is that what we will get to see in Cologne?
You will not see what you're gonna see in the music video, because I think that would have been a bit not boring, but you guys saw it. And it's nothing new anymore. And I wanna be on stage. I wanna step up there and impress you guys with something new. And that's gonna be a challenge. But it's like, I think it was just too obvious to do exactly the same. Okay. So we're gonna switch it up a bit.
So I'm sure you want to reveal something.
I mean, that's like, do you want me to take all the joy for you?
Oh, well, I wouldn't take any joy if you away.
So like, if I put it that way, we gonna try our best to bring up those emotions that this song, I think, is a really emotional topic for myself, and I'm gonna try my best to like make that visual. And how we're going to do that, you're going to see on the 3rd of March.
Okay. Well, of course, we will fingers crossed that you win this thing and can go to Liverpool.
So much.
That would be cool. Now, if it doesn't work out, what are your plans for this year? I mean, even if you win, you might have some plans already for the year.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely, it's always, you got a plan and then things happen to it and then you just go with it. But yeah, I've been very, very busy the last 2 years, just writing music, recording music, and I got so much music ready that I can't wait to put out. So like, it's kind of depending on the ESC when we release the next song. But there's gonna be lots of music that's just waiting to be released. And I'm super, super excited for it. But it's just not the time yet. So we just wait, we go with the flow, and then we see what happens.
Is there any act, national, international, that you would like to perform with? Well, not as a songwriter, but also as a performer.
So many.
Or Eurovision act? Anyone? No?
I think Duncan Lawrence will be speaking about Eurovisions. It's just, so inspiring, so next level in terms of songwriting, vocals, everything, the whole show. And what happened to him afterwards is just mind-blowing. But that would definitely be someone that I would love to like work with, or be on stage would be a freaking crazy honor for me. But yeah, there's like lots of people that immediately come up in my head, like people that are basically the reason why why I started to make music. Is like people like Ed Sheeran and Ryan Tedder from One Republic, John Mayer. These are like the top 3, I would say, where I was just like, wow, they just like sit down on an instrument and they start writing a new song. Like, how do you do that? And I learned to sing just trying to sing like Ed Sheeran. And there's like a funny video of him just like saying like, oh, people always say like, I'm such a good singer, like I'm born with this talent. And he shows like this horrible voice memo of him like 10 years ago, whatever. And he sings like falsetto and it's like really, really bad. And he's like, so that's like the proof. I wasn't born with it. Like I had to like put in the work, and that's the same with me. Like I was not a good singer. I just sang every day for hours and hours, and I apologize to my parents. But yeah, it's just that's how like I crafted this whole musical thing.
And how do you feel about the competition? It's 9 acts will be competing in Cologne for unser Lied für Liverpool, as it's titled. So yeah, what do you think about the competition, musical standard? And I imagine you are familiar with all this.
Yes. I think, and I so far as I saw it in the comments and stuff, the feedback is incredible. So like I think this year they did such a good job with like in terms of diversity, in terms of quality in those different genres. It's gonna be really hard for you guys to choose. I admit that, but I think that's the cool thing about this year's ESC. It's just so much talent in one place, and I think it's really gonna be up to the night when we perform, and just like it's gonna be up to everybody how they are gonna be able to pull in the crowd into the world and just be like, yes, I love this, I want to support this, I want to see these guys or this girl, this guy in Liverpool supporting Germany. Okay, so René, thanks a lot, and fingers crossed. Thank you so much.
3rd of March, and yeah, go check out René Miller on Insta and all the other social media.
Say hi. I say hi back.